I believe that universities are really important to the community at large because universities are the place where we think about the world, we critically engage with the world, and importantly we engage with social issues which are important at the time.
In Australia, our universities matter, but they do need to be reinvigorated. What do we need to reinvigorate them? We need higher levels of government funding. We need better funding mechanisms. We need to protect university independence and freedom of inquiry. We need controls on excessive workloads. We need better job security and competitive pay for university staff. We need affordable education and improved services for students. The National Tertiary Education Union covers all staff in Australian universities, and the union is campaigning very strongly for these aims. Last year, 2 NTEU staff, Barb Williams and Ross Wither, visited all 23 university campuses in Queensland. A road trip extraordinaire to launch our campaign in Queensland. And everywhere we travelled, local NTEU members helped with the campaign. And what did we do? We took thousands of signatures on a petition to the federal government. We handed out even more thousands of information flyers. We cooked sausages, thousands of sausages. We served out soup. We baked lamingtons. Well, actually we bought them to hand out, but they tasted just like homemade.
Would you like them?
You may ask, why do our universities matter? Well, the NTEU believes that they are important civic and educational institutions, that they create new knowledge and disseminate it to all parts of society, and that as such they are a public good. They educate students, they produce high quality research and scholarship, they create skilled graduates for our professions. They engage with communities and business and governments and other organisations to disseminate knowledge and to provide services. They generate social and economic benefits. They maintain freedom of inquiry through informed and critical commentary in both the scholarly world and in public debate. But don't take it from us. Listen to university staff and students tell you themselves.
Universities are an essential training ground for people going to professions and also into research. You know, if we don't sort of support universities properly, then the next generation of our children will be much worse.
Why should we be improving universities? We need to improve universities because that's actually one of the driving forces of new ideas and intellectual thoughts and progressing society. And how should we improve universities? Well, we need to make universities more attractive both for students and for staff. So we're working in a globalized world. As far as staff goes, we have an older staff, therefore we need to have conditions of employment and places of employment, jobs of interest that attract younger people in so that they'll be able to be the driving force behind the institution in the future. And when we look at students, it's a globalized marketplace for students, not just international but also domestic. And if we don't have the amenities for students as well as the intellectual stimulation on our campuses, then those people are going to be looking to go to elsewhere for their studies.
And I think unless the services are provided properly, we are going to wind up losing students instead of gaining students.
So from my perspective, it's a Middle Ages notion of a series of city-states, and they're all ruled independently, and there's nothing.
Never returning or going to regional university, and a lot of the people I know who are very successful in their fields around Australia and even overseas now have got their grounding in regional universities. And some, particularly in Rockhampton, I mean, the people I can think of through CSIRO and other things like that would never have had the start that they had if it hadn't been for the regional universities.
For Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people, they know the local staff people, they know the local staff, and they like talking to their people, so to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people, so I suppose that's important. There's a group of students here that are enrolled in universities as far away as Western Australia, New South Wales, and southern Queensland, north of us here, up in Townsville, and the Northern Territory. There are students that are enrolled at those universities that live here in Rockhampton that access this university, the regional local university, that they wouldn't be able to, they wouldn't have that support had there not been a regional university.
I know that we lost one of our lecturers because they're trying to be economical, and so because there's not as many students there, they're trying to cut down classes, cut down class times and this kind of thing, and I don't think that should be the way to go.
One of the great things about being a casual academic is that you do have the freedom to engage in freelance work outside, and certainly it gives me access to the universities. But there are a number of downsides to it. One is, of course, that you're on contracts each semester. You normally realise you'll be recontracted the next semester, but there's a great period of time when you're uncertain about your employment prospects. And also, of course, there's the 26 weeks of the year when you're not actually teaching and you're not employed by the university, so that means you're back on other work.
Well, research is one of the main drivers of universities, and one of the main drivers of creating the new knowledge that benefits society. So research is a core skill, it's a core business for universities.
Without that investment and without that encouragement in the future, what kind of future will we have as Australians?